going on, guys? Welcome back to Tales from the Barrens. I'm drawing together Dustin.
I'm skin and bone, Anna.
I might want to play a game, Little D.
All right, guys, we are here for Tales from the Barrens number 19.
19.
It's flying.
We're one episode away from covering 60 shorts, right?
It's crazy.
I think so. I think that's the math.
I think
3
I'm
times 2
good
is
today,
6
guys.
plus 0.
It's 60.
Yeah, it's
My
60.
math and brain's working today, guys.
I
It's
love
working.
it. Working. But before we get into it, we just want to let everybody know we were given a discount code from Creeporama.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Oh, their shit is so good. They have so many drops. They actually just announced today of recording 6 new drops. So
That are in stock and ready to ship. They're not pre-orders.
it's going to be a fucking blast. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Creeporama's website, buy one of each shirt. But before you check out, you're going to go down to the area where it says apply discount code, and you're going to put in Barrens 10 and then apply to get yourself 10% off of your whole purchase.
Yeah, buddy.
I am going to take so much advantage of buying shit because I love
I already have,
their
man.
shirts.
Yeah, we're shirt people, that's for sure. I'm excited for that American Werewolf in London. And plus, the holidays are coming up. If you've got
Yeah.
the movie lovers in your life and you want to get a head start, we don't know how long we're going to have this code kind of thing. So you need to hit them up now.
Stock up now. I just got the tie-dye, one of the tie-dye Jason Libbs shirts, and it looks
Oh,
sick.
fuck yeah.
Very nice.
Fuck
I'm,
yeah.
I'm amped.
Yeah. So again, that is Barrens 10 at checkout to get yourself 10% off.
Yep, the links and the code will be in the description as well.
So tonight for Tales 19, we brought some bangers. 2 of them are over on YouTube, and this is going to be the last one that I bring that is from Salem Horror Fest. So that's the only one, unfortunately, for now, that will not be available on YouTube. I have been given word that it will make its way to YouTube eventually.
Hell yeah.
So once it does, we'll talk about it then too. So Anna's going to kick us off with a short called Skin and Bones. Mine is called It Draws Closer. And Little D's brought one says Play or Die. So what we do with these shorts is we take these shorts and we walk through them. So this is a disclaimer now. We walk through them. We talk about them. We have a conversation. We get enthralled with each other's storytelling. And what we do is after we tell the story, we take the short over to our scare scale.
Which way is it going?
I don't know which way is it leaning.
I gotta get a little scale thing here for when we do tales to have it like. Woo.
Yeah, why not? The scare scale for each letter is a 0 to 1, and then scale the words is 1 to 5. So that's how we rate our short films. So I don't know about you guys, but I think we're ready to dive into our shorts, and Anna is going to kick us off.
Well, I'm wearing pants right now. I can't really dive into shorts, but
I hate pants.
It was so hot today. I made the comment at work. I have to wear jeans, obviously. I made the comment at work. I said, it's so hot, my shins are sweating. That's how hot it's been in fucking jeans in this Tennessee humidity.
I couldn't even tell you the last time I've owned a pair of jeans.
I don't have a choice, sadly. I'm shorts, leggings, comfy stuff.
The only time I wear pants is for work, but I also work indoors. So, and like, I don't know, it's very, very, sometimes it's too cold in there.
Yeah, I would die.
Never.
Yeah, sometimes it's too cold. But yeah, I'm shorts guy year round. So let's dive into these shorts, and Anna is going to kick us off with Skin and Bones.
Yes, Skin and Bone. And also, Little D's short's called the $1 Million Challenge.
Yeah, the
What?
Player
thumbnail's a little weird.
Yeah, player dies on the thumbnail.
Oh!
You can search up both of them and it comes up with it.
Oh,
Okay, so excuse my ignorance for
Oh,
not
no,
reading.
I was like, did I read something wrong? I just went and double checked.
I read it wrong.
I clicked on it from Discord, so I was like, maybe I read something wrong in there.
Does it say that on Discord, or does it say what I think it says, or no?
The thumbnail
It
says player die.
says play or die on the thumbnail, but the link says the $1 Million
Oh, okay. That's stupid. Anyways,
Challenge.
you can search
Well-
either one and they'll pop up.
Yes.
So, Anna,
Yes.
kick us off.
Yeah, so this is an ultra short, one that does not spoil the short for that matter.
2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
2 weeks in a row. I know. And because I have watched horror shorts and plenty of ultra shorts, this one's been popping up in my recommended for you. And it's actually got Amanda Seyfried in it. Mean Girls. I'm blanking on everything else right now. She was in that Justin
Red Riding Hood.
she was in that Justin Timberlake movie, like In Time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She was in that. She's done other stuff as well, but she actually produced this short too. I saw her name in the credits.
Cool.
And this was a little longer. It's about 16 minutes, but this one is another one of those that feels like scenes from a longer movie taken out and put into a short, because I would love to see this as a feature length. It's very folky horror, and I love the setting in this. So we'll get into it. It starts off with Amanda Seyfried, her character, and she's like leading a horse, trying to calm a horse down, saying, it's okay, it's just a bad dream. We get his title card. We see this guy in the back of a truck, kind of hitching a ride. He gets off at her farm, walks up, and she sees him and, who are you? What are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm here for the job. So he's answering an ad.
What's the
And
job?
What's the job? Yeah, that's
What's the
pretty
job?
that's pretty much what he asks. And she's like, it's just pretty much shoveling shit. Anything else you want to do around here? No drinking, no roughneck business. Just work and keep your head down kind of thing. And he's like, that's all I'm looking for. And he also has an eye that's he's blind in it, but it's got the cloudy look to it.
Yeah.
Milky. Yeah.
Milky, right. So we get a lot of passage of time in this short, and the way it shows the passage of time is basically just going to the next scene. I mean, sometimes we do get night shots and then to the day, but sometimes it's not always like that. So when he gets to work, he's taking care of the goats. There's quite a few animals on the farm. He's feeding them. He's fixing fences and doing the horseshoes and all that. Anything you can think of on a farm, he's doing. Over this time, he discovers somewhat of a graveyard, and those aren't uncommon necessarily, because you do see, especially in the South. I mean, we have tons of
Sure.
those kind of things around here, and they all have freshly made bouquets of flowers sitting at them. We can't really see what's on the tombstones, but he does, and he comments on them later. But he's going to bed at night, and one night you kind of hear whispers, and one night he wakes up the first night, and we hear this like crackling, like cracking, almost like a body cracking kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he sits up and looks in the corner, and he's like, hello. And it's a naked man covering his junk, like scared in a corner. Cut to the next morning, more farm stuff, yada, yada. He hears his name, which is Christian. And he wakes up and he walks out. And what we see is a horse. And what he sees is a horse, the same horse that she's kind of guiding at the start. And as he walks closer, it changes from a horse into a man, another naked man, just like we saw with the other guy. And he's telling him that this woman is basically trouble, that she did this, and all we can assume and are led to believe is that she murdered these men and somehow put their spirits into these animals. And that's what he's seeing now. And the horse, who's kind of the leader, I took it, is trying to talk to him and be like, this is what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after that happens, he kind of starts to spiral a little bit. She walks up on him and she's like, are you okay? You're looking a little pale, a little tired. And And even he says that I'm just tired. She's like, well, why don't you come to the house and let me make you some food? So that's when that night at dinner, she starts asking him questions, the typical kind of serial killer, culty shit kind of questions. Like, oh, do you have any family? Do you have anybody waiting on you at home? And he did allude to at one point having a wife and a family. I don't think he specifically mentions any kids.
No.
I think he just said he was married at one
Yeah,
point.
just a wife.
Yeah. And that he got so tired of hearing her breathe that it got to the point where he found himself hoping she would die. I'm like, that is something so weird to tell to a stranger.
Dude, it's like he's like, yeah, I just really started hating her one day. I'm like, wow, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's weird. And so then he mentions that he found the cemetery and the graves, and he's like, that's a little weird thing to have, and it's all women too. There's no men buried up there. And she's like, that's my family. That's not for you and for you to comment on or anything. And he kind of takes it personally, and he goes back and he kind of starts spiraling even more in the barn. And the spirit in the horse had told him that there's a shotgun in the barn that has it's already loaded and it's got 2 shots in it. And he's wanting him to kill him, the horse, and kill her. So all this stops. And I don't really think killing her would save any of the other spirits that are in the other animals. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if that were the case, then he would just ask him to kill her, so that way it could kind of release them all. You know, you kill the alpha, everybody else is good, kind of thing. So he ends up going to where the goats are, and we get a great shot of him stabbing. I mean, he's lost it. He's stabbing the goats, but we're seeing him stab a body. Like it's this great, like it's very stylized short. And then when the goat dies, like we see it's the back and it of a human, and it like arches up like it takes its last breath and then comes back down out of sight. So then this is when he's gotten the shotgun and he's at the horse, and he's like, all right, here we are, just do it, let's get it over with. And he hesitates, and then the horse is like, she's coming, like hurry, you need to do this. And then he waits too long. The horse runs off. She's asking him like, what's going on? What are you doing? And he says, what did you do? And she's just kind of looking at him and it's like, oh, it's just all a bad dream. She has some kind of aura hypnosis thing powers about her, because she just keeps eye contact with him and is talking real soothing and like you would talk to an animal.
Mm-hmm.
And like puts her hand on his face, and then the scene cuts. And then the next scene we have her, we're just walking around the farm. She walks up to one of the goats and she pulls some treats out of her pocket, feeds it to the goat. Some cookies, yeah. And he eats it, and then she grabs another handful and he eats that too. And then we get an up close shot of the goat, and it's got the milky eye, just like the guy had. And that's the end of the short. So we will head over to the scare scale. The story is definitely one. Like I said, this is something that I would love to see a feature length of. I'm here for it. It gave me kind of Fishwife vibes without the water.
Yes, it did.
Without the
Same
water.
Universe.
Same universe, yeah. So I loved it. I want more of this. Creature, I'm going to give a 0.5 to, just because I like the idea of the spirits in the goats, and the animals, but I don't necessarily look at them as the creature. I look at her as the creature because she's the bad guy. And I mean, I thought she did a great job acting wise, but I needed I wasn't fully convinced. You know what I mean? I think I needed more as far as that's concerned. Obviously, she knew what she was doing, but there's more there. Like, is this a coven? Is this like some hereditary kind of stuff going on with the women, and as the line goes down, and she's the only one left kind of thing. I just needed more. Atmosphere is definitely a 1. I love this setting. I love this color palette, the farm setup. I all day long, I'll take it. The runtime, I'm going to give a 0.5 to, because even though it is like 16 minutes, I feel like I could have gone to 20 and I would have gotten a little more with what I needed from the story to kind of sell me a little bit more on her. Because there's also some scenes too where she's singing, and I'm sure that might be Amanda Seyfried wanting to show off her singing chops and her playing instrument chops, which she does have, and more power to her. But I feel like those scenes weren't really that important, and those could have been taken out and replaced with something more substantial to the story. And effects, I'm giving a 1 to, because there's a lot of nice bloody stuff happening. The shots of, like I talked about, with he's stabbing a goat, but we're seeing him stab a human, and the camera effects with that. There's at one point he gets on a tractor and they've got the camera on the hood and it's moving with him. You know, I like stuff like that. There's a lot of different avenues they went in this, and I really appreciated this short. Like I said, I'd seen it for days, and I finally just said I'm gonna watch it, and I liked it enough, and that's when I put it in the Discord right then. So that gives me a 4 out of 5 for Skin and Bone.
Nice.
Nice. Lil D, let's go to you.
All right. So this one, I felt myself kind of drifting in and out of this one. So with that being said, the story as it was very interesting and really led you to think of like what's going on. I'm going to give it a 0.5. I feel like there was some elements there they could have probably lifted or added in there that would have made it a little bit better, and to have really kept my attention. There was a lot of things like I was just like, all right, I'm trying to like keep myself in there. And for the creature, as it really is just the girl, and there's some menacing moments of how she's speaking and just her body language is creepy, but I'm gonna give it a 0.25. And then for the atmosphere, this is where it really was shining for me, was where it was located, and just hearing all the noises, and for it being at a barn, I thought was really, really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 1. I really thought that was really, really strong. For the runtime, I'm right there with you, Anna. Where there were some things that definitely could have been cut, but I don't know if there was anything in here that you could have added to make it better. But that's just me. So I'm gonna go and give that a 0.5. I think this could have easily have been maybe, I'd say maybe like a 12-minute short. For me personally, I think that would have been better. And then for the effects, there was some really good camera work in here for sure, and seeing him essentially kill whatever this thing was, I thought was really cool. So I did really like a lot of the camera work and what they were using with that. But I'm gonna give that a 0.75 as well. I just messed up my total. I don't know where I'm at.
2.75.
2.75. I did enjoy it, but I was struggling a little bit to stay in it. But I don't know if it's just because I'm tired or whatever. But it was definitely interesting to see this type of storytelling. I don't think we've seen like a spiritual horror short in a while like this, so that was really cool to see.
Mm-hmm. Big D?
Nice.
Nice.
So I'm in the same boat as Dustin when it came to drifting in and out of this short until the end of it. The end of it made me go back and rewatch it. And after watching it for a second time,
you pick up on stuff more too.
There's a lot more that I got excited to see. So I really like this story. The man's a drifter. Like who's going to miss him?
Exactly.
Also, how many times has she encountered somebody? How often is that job posted? You know what I mean? So I love it. That's a 1. When she invites him up to the house, even when she's singing, I feel like the reason she's singing is for the witchy stuff.
I did too.
So like her playing the banjo, singing, because we get 2 of them. I feel like that's her like casting the spell, setting the mood type of thing.
I agreed. Yeah.
So creature, I'm gonna lump her, and I'm gonna lump in when he becomes erratic. Like
That's
towards
fair.
the end. So that's also going to be a 1 because she was very cool, collective, and menacing, while he was aggressively, being aggressive outwards and killing relieving these animals of
Their prison.
the prison that these souls are in.
Mhm.
So creature's going to be a 1. Atmosphere. I love the farm setting. I love how dreary it looks. I like that it's blues and grays. Like you said, fishwife. Like that's like immediately what I felt when I, was watching it. So I'm like, man, this could be on the other side of that mountain.
Yeah.
A fishwife, So I dig it. Atmosphere is going to be a 1. Runtime. I'm satisfied with the 16-minute runtime.
Okay.
We get enough in between from him getting there to that final shot of the goat. Like you said, we see his work ethic. Like the passage of time we see is how much he can be, how much more distressed he is. So like when we first meet him, he's clean cut, he's looking good, and then eventually he starts looking ragged, and that's how we can tell where the passage of time is. The nightmare sequences I really dug, because he has like 3 or 4 of them. One of them he's even looking at himself. Like he's arguing with himself outside of his body, which I thought was really good. I don't think there's anything I'd cut out of this, and I don't think necessarily I would add anything to it because I was satisfied with the 16-minute runtime. That's going to be a 1. And then the effects. It's very gory towards the end. I just said he talked to himself, so we've seen him with and without the milky eye, which I really like. There's a lot of great camera work, like he's on the tractor, he's chopping the wood. The nightmare sequences, everything, like because nightmare sequences are like pitch black with the exception of him. So I really like those. And that's a 1.
Fiver for
Damn.
you? Wow.
5 banger.
This
Okay.
short is a 5 banger. There's a lot that I really liked about this short film. And to be honest, I didn't even notice that was Amanda Seyfried until Holly goes, "Is that Amanda Seyfried?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. So
Maybe.
could be, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I really, really liked it. I liked the folk horror of it. It felt like the Vavitch and some stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I tried to like it. I really did. I was like, oh, I
that's
need to
fair.
get into this, but don't hit me all the time,
So what is that grand total for the short, Anna?
3.9.
Okay, so it's still
Nice.
above average. Good.
Hell yeah. Well, all right. So the short I brought is from a production company called Heebie Jeebies Production.
I love it.
It's so good. And this was on the Sunday of Salem Horror Fest, to which, Anna, unfortunately, weren't there, and Little Dustin, you, unfortunately, were not there. So I was there, and I watched this one, and this one, I feel like, is the scariest one that I've seen.
Out of the ones that I think that Anna and I have saw, this one was more definitely, the tone was there.
Even on that Sunday, I feel like this was the scariest. I feel like this was the scariest short there. Horror side of it. So it's called It Draws Closer. And I'm going to do my very best because there is 0 dialogue in the short. It's a 4-minute short. So I'm just going to describe what's happening in it. But yeah, it's from Salem Horror Fest. It made my top 5. Like when I did those posts for us, it's in that. So, which is pretty fucking good. So our short opens up and we have our main character sitting in bed, doodling, just sketching, doing whatever she wants to do to relax for the night before she goes to bed. Ends up drawing her room. And then she notices something she didn't remember drawing. Looks down on the paper and you see this monster hand on the edge of her bed. She closes her book, puts it on her nightstand, flips the light off, and as soon as she flips that light off, that hand is on the bed. And that's when we get the first zinger of the music, So she freaks the fuck out, flips the light back on. And what does she do, Dustin? She
looks under the bed.
She does the white person thing and looks under her bed. I don't know about you, but I'm like, if something was under there monster wise, and I seen that happen, I'm like, that's okay. You can sleep under there. I won't bother
I'm
you.
running out of that room.
So she's looking down there, like, what the fuck is going on? And you hear do 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 do, and you see the monster dogs are out, grippers on the floor, and that light flips back off, and she flips, and she's like, what in the fuck? Because who knows what the fuck's going on, dude? Turns her light back on, opens up her sketchbook again. She's flipping through pages. Then she flips to one where it's like her looking at the closet. And then you see the monster hand and the face there. And it's like, you would think you drew that stuff.
Unless you're
Right.
that, like, drowsy.
Sure. There you go. Unless there's like a veil over, like you're not paying attention to what you're drawing. And dude, she does the thing that I would do. I'm not looking directly at the closet. I'm looking in the mirror to where I don't have to turn my back to what I'm looking at. Dude, she's sitting there looking at the mirror, and that light cuts off again. And you see that monster hand gripping the door. Anna, what does she do after that?
She gets under the covers.
Ultimate boogeyman deflection.
Ultimate.
Gets under the covers in most instances, because now she's looking at her book again, and it just so happens to be a drawing of her looking at her book in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why the fuck would you draw that? Unless it's this monster. The monster's, very artistic. That'd be pretty fucking cool. You see little feet at the end of the bed just kicking in the drawing. But while she's looking at it, you see those fingers wrap around the fucking book.
Ugh.
Instantly shitting my pants. I don't care where I'm at.
Y'all smell that?
Yeah, you smell that?
I think I shat myself.
Yeah.
The book pulls down, and we get a glimpse of this monster's face. Full frontal face of this monster, because now he's under the blankie.
Mm-hmm.
And it cuts back to her, and then it cuts back to this monster, and he fucking cheeses. Big's monster smile. Whoosh, pulls her under the blankie, and she's gone. And that's the end of the short. I'm not even going to go down the scale. This is a 5 for me.
Damn.
This was a 5 for me in Salem when I seen it, and it is a 5 for me now. Everything about this short is awesome. I don't need any more. I don't need any less. What I need is to see more from this production company and director. I'm sorry I don't remember his name. He's actually the one that sent me the stuff. I'll look it up, but we'll tag him in all of the posts we do for this. But it's a fucking 5-banger. Dustin, what are you rating this one?
Oh man, this is another one that I don't know if I could pay attention to be honest. No, I'm kidding. This is a 5-er as well.
Okay, I'd like that's fine, dude. It's all
no,
good.
No, I dug this. This is like a actual grown up version of like a Goosebumps episode of a girl who's like an artist at school. Maybe she came home after she's working for an art class and she's drawing for something.
A cursed pencil.
Yeah, something weird like that. That's how it felt to
Aztec
me.
pencil from the pyramids of Gaza.
Yeah, I don't know. It gave me like some really like strong Goosebump vibes for whatever reason. But I was like, I'm digging this, and I love the art style. Whoever was drawing that, like, damn, you guys are really good. But I'm right there with you. I want to see more from this company, and yeah, I had a blast. I really, really did.
Yeah, it's a banger. Anna, what do you think? Did you watch this one with Marley by chance?
No.
I think she'd really like this one.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'm not a full 5, but I'm close. There's just no dialogue.
I'm fine with that's.
I know, but for me, I'm just like, I don't know. And it seems like I would have been getting scared a lot quicker than she was. Like, she was not scared until she was under that cover. And I'm like, it took you that long to get that scared? I would have been that scared from the jump.
You got those monster grippers right by your head. You'd be pretty scared.
Yeah.
Those
So
dogs are out.
I gave the story a 0.5.
Okay.
And I gave the creature a 1 because the creature is scary as fuck, especially when he pulls the book down and you're just like, ugh. The only thing that could possibly dang it, which I'm not going to, is it spent too much time on it.
So I think, you know how we always complain about that. We always complain that we see the monster like that at the end of these shorts.
Yeah, I
and
think
we
that's
don't
what we're
ever
used to now.
getting to see this monster for an extended period of time is absolutely refreshing. I'm not gonna discredit what you're thinking at all, but I understand where you're coming from. And you're like,
Mhm.
you know, we're just so used to seeing the last 2 seconds of the monster.
Literally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think that took away from the end being as impactful as it could have been with everything else factored into it. And then I atmosphere is a 1 because it's creepy as shit the whole time.
Mhm.
Runtime's a 1 because it's super short, and the effects are a 1. So 4.5.
Fuck yeah.
4.5
yeah.
out of 5, which gives us a
Nice.
4.8 for the
Wow,
short.
that's up there.
Dude, that is awesome. And this is one of those up there with like Bloody Mary and Forgive Me that I haven't stopped talking about since I've seen it. You know, so I'm super glad you guys enjoyed it because this is, like I said, this is one you guys missed.
Yeah.
And this is one I really, really wanted you guys to see.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to, and they sent it over for us to see that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But all right, little D, bring us home with not play or die.
Yeah, the $1 million challenge. This is another one that it has dialogue, but not really. And when I start talking about it, you understand why. So we open up with our main girl. She's going on her computer. She's looking at some stuff, and something pops up on the screen. It's like arrows going across, and it says like $1 million challenge. Do you want to play? Blah blah blah. And she's like, And as me, if there's a sketchy website that pops up, I usually just gonna go click off.
Don't click those pop-ups.
I'm just gonna click right off it. But she's like, The money sounds good in her head because she's not talking. But she goes, yeah, sure, I'll play. And it says, enter your bank details. Like
I was
right,
like,
right there, you're like, come on, come on, no. But I'm like,
okay.
But I'm in it. Let's see where this goes. So, yep, she enters her bank details, and then her phone goes off, and it shows her bank account. $1 million are in there, and it says, "Okay, you ready to play the game? There's some rules. It's like you gotta follow all the rules. You can't look behind you. You can't get out of the room. And every time that you mess up on a rule, you get punished for it." So she's like, "Okay, whatever. $1 million. I already have it. It's in my bank account. I can see it. So fuck it. Yeah, let's do it." So she starts doing the game, and then it says, "Okay, go stand or sit somewhere for like 1 minute." So she hits start. She goes over to her bed. Keep in mind, actually before that, I think it says turn off all the lights is the first one that she has to do. She has to go turn off all the lights, and then she's able to play this game. So she clicks on that, and it talks and it says, "You have 1 minute," and blah blah blah. Computer speech. That's like where the dialogue comes in, as it's telling you what the challenge is. So she goes over to her bed. It's counting down. She can't move. She can't do anything. And she's like at the edge of her bed. And this is what gets me. Her feet are down, right where the end of the bed is, where someone can go and grab you. So you already have, with me, I'm already having like, okay, she's about to be pulled under this bed or something. And it gets kind of solidified
Tickles her feet.
when you start hearing like these gross like noises and something walking, and she's just looking down because she can't move at all. And where this the short kind of gets me a little bit, but I can understand why some things are happening because she's got her laptop and there's a camera there, so it's seeing what she's doing. So that's where a lot of these things I'm like, okay, so they can see that she's doing this and blah blah blah. But anyway, she passes the challenge, and then she does another challenge. And when she does this one, she messes it up. She looks behind her, where it says you're not supposed to look behind you at all because she hears a noise. And as she's looking behind her, there's this fucking creature, like super detailed, disgusting. It almost reminds me of like something out of like Hellraiser, like you opened up the box and now I'm here type thing.
The box, I came because you opened it.
And so the creature is there, and as she turns around, the computer says, you messed up, and now you're going to be punished for it. So what she has to do is she has to count in her head to 100 without being distracted. So in her head, she has to count that without distracting herself, and the creature is still there, just staring at her, making these weird fucking noises. And of course, she fails again. And what happens? Gets cut, and then we hear her screaming, blah, 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 blah. And it goes right back to the computer where it's like shooting off like fireworks and stuff and saying, would you like to play again? And she's dead. And that's her short.
Dead.
So it's
deader in hell.
It's kind of like Saw in a way, but on a computer. It's dangerous, but not so dangerous. But anyway, let's go over to the scare scale. I also forgot to mention that this is like a 6-minute short, so it's not super long. But I watched this one after I watched the one that Big D put in, and I was like, this almost seems like it could be in like the same universe in a way. I was getting that kind of vibe. But we're gonna go over to the story, where I thought that this was interesting. Was it necessarily original? Not so much. I feel like there may have been some things that could have spiced it up, and I'm going to leave that with a 0.75. The creature, okay, we linger on this thing quite a bit, and we have like a little bits and pieces, throughout, and then we get the reveal of it, and it's pretty fucking gross, and it definitely is not practical. It's definitely like a digitally imprinted thing there, but regardless, I think it looks pretty good, and it's darkly lit, so any imperfections are definitely hidden very well. And with that being said, that's also going to be 0.75. I think if it was practical, I would have definitely given it a 1. The atmosphere, you're in your room by yourself, you're being stupid on the computer, putting your bank details and on a pop-up, playing this game that you probably shouldn't be doing, and I'm sure you're probably feeling while doing this, I done fucked up. And with that being said, that's going to be a 1 for me. The runtime, it's 6 minutes. I feel like it definitely does everything it needs to get to point A to point B. I don't really think there's anything in there you could cut out or even really add to make it spookier or anything like that. So that's going to be 1 as well. And for the effects, it's really just, I guess you could say that the computer as well, because they had to have made something for that, whether it be like a slideshow or whatever. And the creature, it's all digital. And with that, that's going to be a 0.5. So that's going to leave me with a 4.
Nice.
Let's go over to Anna.
So my story is also a 0.5 because how did she get an invite to this? Like, why are you just gonna fucking click on something that pops up on your computer and put your bank account information in? Like, I just
people fall for that now still.
I know, and I'm just
it's wild.
I just cannot fathom it. So yeah, 0.5 there. The creature I'm giving a 1 to because I feel like this one and this short was a little bit scarier than the one and it draws closer.
Hmm.
And especially the eyes what got me when they were glowing and far away. I was like, ugh. The runtime's definitely a 1 because it's 6 minutes, it's in and out, even though I feel like there could be a case to be made that I need a little bit more information. But did you hear me saying she's dumb and makes dumb decisions?
She's dumber than hell.
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes, yeah, you just die when you're dumb. And
That's so true.
then the effects are a 0.5, and that gives me a 4 overall.
Nice.
Big
Yeah.
duh.
So this story, like I said, people fall for that all the time, and yeah, that's one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube. Or like, there's like the people who hack into to scammers programs.
Yeah, I watched.
and watch them get got. I love that shit so much, dude. It's fucking
Kit
justice.
Boga's one of my
Because
favorite guys that does that.
you got all these old people falling for it. You know, it's unfortunate, but I like this story because where the rules are laid out immediately. Like, turn your lights off, don't look behind you, and then you have to succeed in these challenges or else.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I mean, it's short and simple to the point. So the story's a 1. Creature. This creature's gnarly. The sound of him, he sounds like walking meat. That's what he sounds like. You know, like when you have like you throw like meat on the floor. That's what he sounds like.
My meat's on the floor.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
damn it.
meat. But god damn it, dude. But it's great. Like I love this creature. That's a 1 for me as well. Atmosphere is scary as shit. You're in her bedroom with the only light is what's protruding from her camera screen. And I really like that. It made the one place that is yours. Like even if she lived at home with her parents, like the one place that's yours, unsafe. I liked it a lot. That's going to be a 1. Runtime 6 minutes plus change. I don't need any more than that. You know, we were told point A to point, like here's the rules, you have to follow them or else. 1. The effects. This creature looks amazing. I just talked about the computer screen. The lighting of this short is amazing. The sound design of this short is amazing. Like you hear his wet, sloppy feet walking around on the floor. Anna, this is 2 shorts in a row with some dogs out. Ain't none of them wearing house slippers. The effects are a 1.
Damn, dude.
This is another 5 for me.
All 3 5s.
Tonight's shorts blew me away.
Wow.
Like all 3 of them. So I'm fucking thrilled that happened.
Yeah, I was expecting y'all to be like, "Your short fucking sucked, dude."
Oh man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Anna, what's our total for that one?
A 4.3 for the short, and then a 4.3 for the episode overall.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Nice.
So
I'm satisfied with that.
Anna, what order would you watch these in?
The way we did them.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. Little D, what about you?
I'm the same way, especially with me saying that it feels like mine is almost in the same universe as your short. It's like she drew this thing into existence, and now it's going to other people's houses. So I kind of like that narrative.
Okay. Yeah, I would do the same thing. I would watch all 3 of these in the way we talked about them tonight. So that is Tales 19 in the bag, baby. Pretty stoked on that.
Yeah.
Anna, what do you guys have cooking over on Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies?
Oh, we just finished up Month of Chaos with Rush Hour.
Hey,
Wheel of Pain with Rush Hour, and we're gearing up for Month of Action.
Oh yeah.
Month of Action, baby. It's going to be a bunch of bangers, dude. So over on Flicks and Friends, we had just put out the letter V for Vampire Hunter D's Nuts.
Duh.
What do you think the
Yeah.
D stands for in Vampire Hunter D?
Dead.
I thought it was Dennis.
Vampire dead.
Vampire Hunter Dennis. And then over on B Action, we will be having an episode come out with the movie Dumpster Boys called Death Machine. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's a first time watch for a couple of us, so it's going to be pretty fucking sweet. Little D, what do we got cooking over here, man?
Oh man, we have a big interview that's going to be dropping on Monday. We're replacing that. Instead of doing a movie review, we wanted to do an interview. And speaking of the movie Dumpster Boys, we're the ones that interviewed them. So they're going to be coming on. You guys get to listen about their backgrounds and where they all started and where they came from and where they are now. And it's so awesome to hear stories of other podcasters and people who have been doing this way longer than any of us have been doing this. It's awesome. And besides that, if you guys are over on the audio platforms, please make sure you are liking, sharing, rating, and commenting. And you can do it over on YouTube as well, where you can be subscribing, commenting, liking. It means a lot to us to see everybody discovering the show over the last few months. It's really, really cool to see the community that we are building. And if you want to go a step further, you can go right over to our Patreon for $2 a month.
$2, Bob.
You can get all these episodes up to a week early. This has been a lot of really cool stuff that we've been doing, and seeing how many tales we've done already, and then seeing the total of individual shorts we have covered is insane. And this has been so fun. And thank you guys so much for being here every single week. And I think that's it for this one. So we'll see everybody on the next one.
Bye.
Later.